one of your eyes is open. So that's a good agreement. So allow me to say something about NACOSTI. NACOSTI is the regulator on matters, science, technology, and innovation. Research regulation, we also promote, but we also facilitate to some extent. What was not maybe emphasized during the first session were the aspects of intellectual property management, and that is key. As much as we have innovations, how do we protect them to ensure that we benefit from these innovations? Of course, when we talk about intellectual property, we mention patents, we mention trademarks, we mention utility models, we mention industrial designs, we mention copyright. Of course, the creative economy has benefited more from copyright, but maybe not from other types of IP. Of course, the other aspect which was there during the morning session was the aspect of emerging technologies. I know we talked so much about artificial intelligence, but we also have biotechnology. It may have been around, but we still get other things from biotechnology, including energy generation. We have the blockchain. Of course, we have robotics, which were mentioned. Last but not least, there was a mention of nuclear science and technology. Of course, aspects of peaceful application of matters, science, and technology. And the PS for energy elaborated on that, so that when we hear nuclear, we don't just see the wrong side. It's a matter of dual use of technologies. You can use it for the best, and you can use it for the worst. Of course, not many months ago, we have some of the people in the audience may have been scanned their eyes. Of course, they didn't ask for what, right? You remember that project which was going on at the malls. They scan your eye, you don't know what they were doing with that. So let's be careful when we talk about technologies. So allow me to invite the panelists. I've been warned some of them may not be in. REREC, do we have an officer from REREC? Karibu sana. Let's appreciate him. Karibu, you can take the second seat. Maybe you tell us your name? Dr. David Gitonga. Let's appreciate him. Next is IPRA. We have a representative from IPRA. Karibu sana. Let's welcome him. Your name? Engineer Jonathan Rono. Let's appreciate him. KenGen, we have a representative. Let's appreciate lady. That is engineer. Madam, your name? Engineer Teresa Karani. Let's welcome her. Ketraco, the representative. Karibu, madam. Let's encourage her as she comes. Your name? Wendy Koech. Let's welcome her. KPLC, the representative. Karibu sana, let's welcome him. It looks familiar. Dr. Kiplagat. That is the Institute of Energy Studies and Research, right? Just to mention that the institute has been registered as a research institution in this country. GDC, the representative. Karibu, madam. Your name? Engineer? Engineer Mother Mburu. Nupea, representative, karibu sana. Your name? Hilda Mpakanji. Let's welcome her. KPC, KPRL, karibu sa. Your name? Engineer. Engineer Gilbert, let's appreciate him. Oh, yeah. I'm now in trouble. If I call the next one and there's no seat, what happens? Is it possible to convert one of the seats? Knock. Yes, knock, the representative. Knock, second calling. Knock, third calling. So we assume there's no representative from Knock, right? So, karibuni sana. I believe all of us have looked at the brief in the interest of time and taking into consideration that some people may be resting one eye at a time. Allow me to approach it such that when you have the mic, you will introduce yourself, and then you take a minute to introduce the organization you work for. And then in that, you will be able to go through the aspect of STEM and digitalization in your organization. Say something about the challenges, and then if you have support for innovations, and then we shall leave the last question for the last round on the initiatives that you are taking. So, in my clan, we start with the ladies. Madam.
Yeah, thank you, and good afternoon to all of us. So my name is Hilda Mpakany. I work for Nuclear Power and Energy Agency. I am the head of Energy Research and Development Directorate. And NUPEA is a parastatal or a state corporation entity within the Energy Ministry of Energy and Petroleum. And its mandates are to fast-track the implementation of the nuclear power program, and also to conduct or carry out research in nuclear and energy sectors. So I will also talk about now the STEM programs within NUPEA. And nuclear, it's in itself, it's maybe one of the giants in the room, and as it has been said, it has the dual phases. And here we really need to clarify that we are only focusing on the peaceful applications of nuclear. And that's what our government is focusing on. And nuclear, it's a highly, highly regulated field. And STEM is at the center, is at the heartbeat of it.
Microphone.
Nuclear plants, usually they come in twins. Whenever it is constructed, it's usually not constructed one. They are constructed in twins. And in those twins, that's why you hear about UAE, they'll tell you Baraka 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You will not get an odd number. In those, there are about 600 to 1,200 workforce in technical fields. These technical fields entails various chemistry, sciences, mechanical, engineering, all fields of engineering. And in these fields, not all of them are graduate. Like 65 to 80% are at the technical levels. And among all the graduates which are now constituting like the 35%, 5% are the only nuclear engineers. So currently we have a workforce in Kenya. What we just need is to teach them a little bit on nuclear and then now get the nuclear engineers. So STEM program is really at the heart of nuclear. And in our own, as we fast track the implementation of nuclear power program, we are implementing through the milestone approach of the International Atomic Energy Agency. This is the approach that is phased into 3 phases. And the first phase was for us to make a knowledgeable decision. And this was made, we are now in the second phase, where we are now implementing activities to prepare for construction of the first nuclear power plant. And the first power plant is coming in 2034. So in all our siting, evaluations, in our design, reactor designs, and environmental impacts, and all these fields, we need the technical courses. And these technical courses we use tools, simulators, even to predict what will happen when we operate our plants. And there are a lot of digitization in nuclear. The documents for licensing the product is too much. If there are too many, we need some AI even to predict these documents, how are they supposed to be interlinked? So those are some of the things that we are doing, and we are doing with collaboration, supporting the energy sector, supporting education. We are supporting the young people in mentorship, and we have a lot of activities doing around the nuclear and STEM. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Madam. Before we leave you, say something about the nuclear science and technology policy. Is it adequate, or we are still developing additional policies and developing regulations?
Thank you about that. The nuclear policy that was being fast-tracked by NUPEA, it was coming in to bring the uses, all the uses, because we are applying nuclear in agriculture, in medical sectors, and in energy through the nuclear power plant, and also in industries, because they use nuclear applications, and many others like education. So the policy is comprehensive, and it was within the, it's being done by the Ministry of Energy, but we understand there's also a parallel process that is happening at Nakosti, where they want to hive it out to make sure it is an independent, so it's not under one, just one sector. It is at maybe the presidency or somewhere that is independent. So it's adequate because we've gave input into it, and all stakeholders were called. So you are from agriculture, you made the input, and anyone from health was making input into that. So thank you about that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's appreciate Madam. The digital clap, not the political clap. Okay, thank you. Next.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Engineer Madamburo. I work for Geothermal Development Company. I am a mechanical engineer by training, and I have worked in the energy sector for over 20 years. In GDC was formed in 2008, and the mandate is to fast-track development of geothermal energy. And just to mention that geothermal energy in Kenya is currently providing about 50% of all the energy in this country, which is base load. So we are at the heart of our energy sector. We are also number 6 now in the country, as a country in Kenya. We are number 6 in the world, meaning that we have really positioned Kenya in the world map, and very, very soon, maybe by March next year, we may overtake number 5, and we get to number 5. So geothermal energy in Kenya is very key. And we were formed to de-risk. Why were we formed to de-risk? Because geothermal energy is quite capital intensive. Drilling one well takes about $500 million or more to just drill. And that's where now the science and technology come in play. We can be able to reduce that using the current knowledge and the expertise to reduce it to about 300,000 per well, which is very, very, very critical. And for development of a 50 megawatt power plant, you may need about 12 wells. You can do the mathematics and you see that it's quite capital intensive. But with the proper siting of the well, we can be able to reduce that to only maybe 3 or 4 wells. So science is very key, and engineering. And GDC, we have a workforce of about 1,000. And out of the 1,000, about 70% of them are in STEM. The others are support in one way or another, meaning that GDC is an employer of students from STEM, and we employ, unlike many, many engineering companies in GDC, we employ all scientists because we have a scientific department in GDC. I head the geothermal resource development, which has a lot of science. Everybody who has done any form of science, geophysics, geology, geochemistry, those are our people who explore and tell us where to drill. And they use a lot of data and data integration to ensure that we get a very perfect well. When it comes now to the people who have gone to the technology, engineering and technology, we have all sorts of engineering. We employ mechanical engineers, we employ civil engineers, we employ electrical engineers, because our job cuts across all the engineering professions. And just to mention, I was very encouraged in the morning to learn about to make everyone here understand the importance of the people in TVET. For every one engineer, we have about 10 to 15 people who have done either a diploma or a certificate course. So we are very, very key employers of everyone who is in STEM. So be encouraged. There is a lot of work. When I started my profession more than 25 years ago, there were very, very few people, especially women who are in engineering. We were the people who started like the engineering profession. But today I see a lot of women, and I never shy from talking about the ladies who are in engineering. So we are key employers. We have developed policies and on research and innovation, collaboration and partnership. We partner with universities, we mentor people, we partner with the county governments in all areas of geothermal development. We have an incubation, very, very unique incubation in Menengai, where we are demonstrating the uses of geothermal energy for other uses other than power. It is an incubation that has attracted almost people from all over the world to come and see what we are doing. And we also ensure that every year we have what we call a STEAM symposium, where we invite people from the industries and the academia to come and showcase what we can do. And any research or innovation that meets the funding criteria, we will fund it for incubation and even preparatory rights. So we are all over encouraging people in the academia, in the universities, and through that, like in Kuru, we are partnering with Harvest. It's a TVET. And what we do, we'll find out where we are having challenges, for example, and we invite them to come and work with us, even the universities to come and work with us, because they have more time for research, and we are the people who know where we are having a challenge. We will work together. So in this area of STEM, we are very key as a company, and we always welcome people. We also have internships and attachments. One of the ladies who was talking about the drilling really emphasized how she has benefited. We bring them in, and because most of our the young people, they have a lot of information on technology, they have become very, very useful to us as a company. So we are there with the open arms and with a lot of opportunities for young people. Feel encouraged. We are there, we work together, and we have a very key role in the energy sector. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You mentioned something about intellectual assets.
Yes, what we do, every single year we do what we call a STEAM symposium, where all the staff of the company come together. We have now decided to extend it to the universities, and the person who has a very, very good innovation or research work, we will encourage them. We will put a budget forward. We have put a budget where we are going to incubate these ideas, and then whichever technology is, innovation is very, very unique, we will ensure that we patent it so that both the staff and the company can benefit. So that is what we are doing. We are now in the third year, and we have identified some of the innovations for patenting.
Thank you very much. Let's thank Madam. Daktari.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremiah Kiplagat from Kenya Power. At Kenya Power, I am in charge of the Institute of Energy Studies and Research. This is a department of KPLC, which is in charge of training and capacity building. We also do research and innovation. We look at challenges within our business and provide solutions to those challenges. The other area we are involved is also what we call business diversification. We are looking at the core mandate of KPLC is electricity distribution and retail. But beside that, we look at ways of optimizing our assets, based infrastructure or human resources to generate alternative revenues, such as consultancy. We support telecommunication, and we play a bigger role in telecoms. All the ISPs largely use our infrastructure in the power. You can see a beautiful transmission line here, a model. One of the wires has fiber inside that we use for SCADA. So the excess capacity we lease out to telcos, and we continuously look for alternative. We also have some certain infrastructure known as continuous reference stations. These are for surveying. It reduces or increases accuracy of surveying work to centimeter level. That's what we are currently working to commercialize so that we support surveyors and issues of mapping. As such, in brief, that is what I do. And of course, KPLC is known. We are the customer facing in the sector. We work with the sector stakeholders, buy power from generators, KenGen and IPPs. The power is transmitted using transmission lines, which largely owned by Ketraco and maintained by Ketraco. And then we do retail distribution and selling to customers. And we are the one in charge of promoting good customer experience within the sector. That is a brief, I think, about KPLC. So when it comes to STI, I think the energy sector is a key in terms of application of STEM skills and programs. Right from power generation, the physics of generating electricity, using transforming kinetic energy to electrical energy, and then using magnetics within the turbines to generate power. The electronics that we have in the solar cells and all that, the chemistry in hydrogen production, and then now the application of technology now, which is key to provide solutions now, how to transmit that power effectively, efficiently, and in a safe way. Then we have the engineering, providing solutions, problems, and trying to address those solutions. And then, of course, issues innovation. So STI, I mean, is purely, there is no trial and error. You must understand the science principles so that you're able to design solutions. Electricity has some safety issues, critical. And so you must be able to understand those concepts so that you're able to provide efficient power distribution to the end user. So I think, so we do apply a lot. A lot of work involves STEM, and we employ engineers of different, majority are electrical engineers, we have mechanical, we have civil engineers. If you look at this tower here, it requires a civil engineer to look at the structure of how the tower is strong. The mechanical aspects are there. We have then electrical when it comes to the real application and transmitting the power. Electrical skills are required. And then now continuously we must innovate. And so issues innovation, applying STI to solve challenges, to ensure we are continuously improving, to ensure that we are partaker in the transformation that is happening within the energy value chain. And so we have a lot of initiatives, including developing apps. And I think to be able to interact with customers better and in a transparent way, we continuously look at ways of how do we address that. At the comfort of your home, you can be able to access some certain services from KPLC. And I want to encourage you to even in our stand there, we have a USSD code *977# that you can dial. And from that, you can pay your bill, check your bill. We also have an Empower app that you can download and install in your phone. So these are things, application of STI to improve our services that we continuously do. Of course, as we do this, we are working on, digitization is key. And I mentioned some of the solutions we do. We have SCADA systems that help us control the power. At the control station in Nairobi, someone is able to switch on power in a certain feeder or a certain substation to maintain or restore as in a matter of, immediately, so that whenever there are challenges, this power can be restored. So we use SCADA to control. We use GIS to map, manage our assets and have them on real time. And so as we move on to full digitization, we are going to see whenever there is a outage, we're able to see and then take action immediately, even before the customers report to us. So these are issues. But of course, challenges are there. We have legacy infrastructure. It's very old. Sometime now to interlink with digitization is not easy and is expensive. But it's a journey that we are moving progressively, and I believe our services are getting better and better. We are looking to a situation where we have zero outages, we have high reliability, and we are on that roadmap that we have already set and planned to ensure that we power the economy effectively. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. On Kenyan mines, of course, you mentioned the KPLC is better known, and one of the issues is that when power disappears, it is KPLC to be bashed, right? That is one aspect. I want you to comment on that. And secondly, the cost of power in this country compared to other countries. It has been said that we pay dearly. So the question is, have we been able to get the root cause?
Thank you very much. I think, as I mentioned, we are the customer facing. So wherever there is a challenge within the power distribution value chain, of course, we are the face of the customer. And sometimes it could be on the transmission line, it could be on the generation side. But nevertheless, we work together in the sector to ensure such are resolved and ensure that the customer is not inconvenienced as much. So that is it. When it comes to power, of course, the uniqueness of our power in the Kenya is we are almost cost reflective. And the cost of power, the tariff is regulated by EPRA. Our regulator is EPRA. We don't determine the pricing. Of course, we give a proposal. It is checked and approved. And in most cases, EPRA, cuts, we don't get what we ask for. But basically, the issue with our power in Kenya is that it is liberalized. It is almost cost reflective. And compared to our other countries, it depends, because if our power plant is built by an investor. That investor must be paid. So in some models that has been used in some of our region neighboring countries is that they finance some of these projects using the exchequer, and that money doesn't reach the tariff. So I think going forward, of course, there is a roadmap now to bring cost of power down progressively, and over the last few years it has been coming down. And of course, working with the energy mix to ensure that we have the cheapest power dispatched at any time. And those are the measures that have been taken. But just to mention that power, the cost is coming down, but there's a balance between now investment that is required and then how to finance those investments. And that's where the discussions needs to be, and look for ways of how we can now ensure that the tariff is not burdened too much with so many costs. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Let's thank the director. Next is Madam Wendy, Junior.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. Hey, everybody is asleep. Good afternoon. My name is Wendy Koech. I'm an electrical engineer by profession. I have a little bit of a 10 years experience, which might mean I might be the youngest person on the panel. I have experience in projects as well as currently in the role I'm serving in operations in KETRACO. KETRACO is a 100% government-owned utility whose mandate, and it was incorporated in 2008. Its mandate includes to plan, design, construct, own, operate, and maintain high voltage transmission lines in this country. So in terms of what KETRACO is doing to embrace STEM and digitization, I would say STEM and digitization is at the very heart of our operations. We've digitized most of our processes, whether it be from the planning stage of the projects to the project execution, and as well as our operations. So one of the major projects that we are currently undertaking is the construction of a national system control center. And with this, it's going to be a major milestone in terms of modernization of our grid, with some of the technologies that we are going to employ include SCADA, EMS, wide area monitoring services. And with this, we are going to be able to at least ensure that our grid is run in a more efficient, effective, and safe and reliable manner. And also, with the commissioning of this project, we are hoping that we are going to be able to integrate a lot more renewables into our system, which, as we know, is in line with the government's Vision 2030 goal. And also, as well, one of the other projects that we are currently undertaking is during maintenance of our transmission lines. We are using drones to implement our maintenance programs, which by use of drones, we're able to take a more proactive approach in terms of maintenance, not like we used to before. And with this, we are going to be able to have predictive and also preventive maintenance. So it's like getting ahead of the game. And I might have to say one of the challenges that we are currently facing is very limited expertise when it comes to data analytics, because, you know, employing all this technology brings about a lot of data. So what do we do with this data? And so we have limited expertise when it comes to analysis of this data, as well as the areas of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. And I think my plight would be to the young people, anyone who's thinking about venturing into STEM, the time is now. Most of us here are older, and we might not be able to keep up with the emerging technologies. And for the students and young people, you are in a very good position right now. a lot of these things you can be able to, even outside of the learning institutions, you can teach yourself. Like you can go on YouTube, you can go on other forums, you can be able to learn so that you're not only looking at employment at the end of the day, you're looking at being able to employ others. And some of the ways KETRACO, I would say, is fostering STEM in these learning institutions is through, we offer industrial attachments as well as mentorship programs and internships for most of the students in these universities as well as the technical institutions. And through these structured programs, we are able to expose them, give them real life exposure to the challenges that we are having in the transmission sector, and then also give them the opportunity to be able to come up with innovative ideas and solutions towards this. We are also, as KETRACO, we are also partnering with research and innovative, we are also having research and innovative partnerships with some of our universities. We have collaborated with the University of Nairobi, as well as Kenyatta University and Strathmore, to be able to also just give their students a know-how on the transmission and what is required so that we are able to equip them with what's currently going on. The other thing that we have collaborated with the institutions is also developing curriculums that are well aligned to the situation as it is right now, so that most of the curriculum, if not reviewed over time, would be outdated. And the students, once they graduate, they don't want a scenario where they come to the work environment and feel like they're completely out of place. So KETRACO is also partnering with these institutions to ensure that we have an updated curriculum. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam. You have mentioned something about data. And one of the aspects of the Data Protection Act 2019, which deals with the personal data, is regulation of data across borders. I don't know whether you have seen that. How do you undertake that in a digital world? So that when you are working on your laptop here, somebody in UK is accessing whatever that you are inputting real time.
Sorry, just repeat that again.
I'm just saying that
data across borders?
Yes. How do you regulate that? Because I'm looking at the frameworks that you have put in place for you to ensure that when you share data, it is safe and you maximize on the benefits from data. Do you have any frameworks you have put in as an organization?
So as I mentioned, cybersecurity is actually one of the emerging, let's say, challenges that we're having, not only as KETRACO, but the world over. So in most of our systems, we have employed, of course, data protection frameworks to be able to, in terms of authentication, even in accessing different equipments and different platforms. But as I mentioned, this is one of the emerging areas of challenging areas because we have limited expertise, and what we are doing is relying on outside foreign help to be able to teach us. And also one of the things that we have undertaken to do is, alongside our collaborative partnerships with our development partners, we are aligning training needs to be able to reflect this, so that we have our young engineers trained in these areas of cybersecurity and, yes, data analytics.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's appreciate engineer. The next one is Engineer Karani. Kenjen.
Yes, my name is Engineer Teresa Karani from Kenjen, the manager in charge of electrical and automation engineering. So in Kenjen, our mandate is to generate electricity, and 86% of our energy is green, it's renewable. So coming to the discussion of the day, STEM careers are crucial in addressing the global challenges of energy security, climate change, and sustainability in development. In Kenyan, STEM and digitalization is a DNA. It's our DNA, it's in our system. It's the way we do our operations. So we apply STEM, that is sciences. So in science, for example, in our generation, we apply like Faraday's law. We apply laws, theories, formulas, and principles of physics. So you find in Faraday's law is how we generate electricity. And then secondly, we have what we call geosciences. Geoscience is geophysics, geochemistry, geology. So we do explorations of geothermal fields by applying these sciences. When it comes to technology, we apply different energy technologies, that is geothermal, hydro, and wind, solar. And of course, there are other upcoming trends like base energy storage systems, and also there's the hydrogen energy. Those are upcoming trends. So when it comes to engineering, we apply different kinds of engineering, the electrical engineering, where we do designs, operation, and maintenance of generators, switch gears, transformers, automation systems. When you come to mechanical engineering, we are dealing with turbines, we are dealing with heat exchangers, we are dealing with pumps. When you come to civil engineering, mathematics mainly we apply in drilling. We do advanced modeling for optimized drilling to establish where we are going to drill up geothermal wells. When it comes to digitalization, then we talk of data analytics, we talk of automation, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things. So in automation, we are applying automation in our drilling operations. They are fully automated. When it comes to power plant operations also, or plant controls, we have DCS and SCADA. Those are fully automated systems. And then after that, we go to other specialized systems in the plant, unique like the digital governor, which helps us to regulate the demand, that is the active power, and also the frequency on the grid. And we have the digital voltages and the reactive power. Then for artificial intelligence, we are looking into this, and one of the ways we want to do it, first of all, there's the issue of smart grids, where we want to integrate automatic generation control and using AI tools to be able to balance supply and demand and be able to support our. And we are also looking into installing sensors, which then pick data from our assets and equipment, and then we do data analytics and do predictive maintenance of our machines to prolong the life of the equipment and also to shorten the downtimes. And also, another area we are using AI is also AI research, where when we have breakdowns, we use their reports to be able to optimize the water in our reservoirs for the hydropower. So what are the challenges we face as Kenyan? One, automation requires huge investments. So you have to look for budgets and financing. And beyond that also, the issue of capacity building. When you change a technology, maybe you build a new power plant and you need to train your staff. So sometimes you can put up a system and it's not in tandem with the rate at which you build capacity. So it's a challenge. And that, of course, there is the issue of now what we call diversity and inclusivity. We find some women and some individuals of certain backgrounds are not well represented. So in Kenya, we have what we call Kenyan Pink Energy and Forum for Empowering Women. This one has helped us to have more numbers, though we are not yet there. We are like 14% of the technical staff. So these are the challenges that we face, and you need me to talk about the initiatives in Kenyan. Thank you.
Yeah. So as Kenyan, maybe one of the issues would be that you talked about staff. How many staff are you having?
In Kenyan, we have about 2,600 staff.
2,600 staff. How many in STEM? Is it possible to know the technical and the non-technical?
Yes, it is possible to know. It's about 400 who are in technical, and 14% are women.
Yeah, I think it is important to mention that some of the companies here, as much as they are government agencies, Kenyans have bought shares. Therefore, it's not just about giving service, but you can also co-own, right? I think that is for all of us to note. Let's thank Madam from Kenyan. Next, we go to Engineer Rono from IPRA. And as you present yours, maybe we'll start with the issue of costing, because part of the citizens feel that you are very soft on Kenya Power. That's why you allow them to have very high prices, and you don't put them.
Thank you, Dr. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my name is Engineer Jonathan Rono, working for Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority. I have a background in electrical engineering and information technology. Information technology came after electrical engineering. So that is the biggest term. EPRA, what is our role in the energy sector? So EPRA, we regulate both the electricity, that is the energy sector, as well as petroleum sector. We do it through what we call technical regulation and economic regulation. So the moderator told me that I focus first on the issue of costing. So I will address the issue of economic regulation. What does it entail? So economic regulation is, it has to do with pricing, tariff, energy planning, among other things. So in the electricity sector, we do approve what you call bulk tariff, what the KenGen is charging to Kenya Power. You know, KenGen and other generators, they generate electricity and sell to Kenya Power. In technical terms, it's called off-taker. Is the one buying from the generators. Then after that, they sell to the final consumers. So we have what we call bulk tariff, which is approved by the regulator ourselves, as we are the referee as well as the regulator in the sector. So we look at the tariffs. One is an application is made by Kenya Power, for example, for retail tariff. We look at all the costings, what is built into this pricing. For example, the cost of buying electricity from KenGen, the cost of transmitting power from generating station all the way to where it is being used, the cost of distribution, operation and maintenance. You know, these utilities, they employ people. They carry out maintenance on their infrastructure. We look at all those. The aspect of metering. You have meter readers. They come to your buildings and read meters. They are paid also, among other things. So those are the aspects we look at before we approve a tariff. Okay. And the tariffs you normally approve are cost reflective. That is on electricity. We do the same for petroleum. You know, petroleum, we import fuel from outside. And then we have the shipping cost, the insurances involved, the storage at the port of Mombasa, transportation to inland using maybe pipeline, as well as the tankers. All those costs are factored in. When the issue of taxation also, and the margin for those players. So that is about economic regulation. And we normally go through what we call public participation. Before we approve a tariff, we engage the public. There's even one ongoing for pipeline. Yes, so we do that. And once we've come up with the final tariff, we cassette for implementation. That is economic regulation. Okay. We also work with the Ministry of Energy when it comes to planning. The demand versus the supply. What is being generated should be able to meet the demand. So that we work. It is normally the mandate of the Ministry of Energy, but we work together, including the SACAs in the energy sector. So that is economic regulation. Now I'll focus now on the technical regulation where we have STEM. Technical regulation, we have licensing of power utilities. We've licensed KenGen, we've licensed Kenya Power, we've licensed Ketraco, among other players in that space, in the electricity value chain. We also license practitioners, the installers, like the electricians, the solar PV installers, the energy auditors, that is under licensing. And why do we license? Why do we set prices? Our target is the aspect of reliability of supply for electricity as well as petroleum products. Number one, that is reliability. Number two, quality. Number three is safety, key. And then number 4, sustainability. So we ensure that is met. So I've said licensing is technical regulation. Number 2, once we license someone, for example, Kenya Power in this case, who is a utility, that license has conditions that should be met by the licensee. One of them is on quality. The other one on reliability, safety. So periodically, regularly we go and do what we call inspections, audits, to ensure that they are doing as per the conditions in the license. And also regulations. We also enforce regulations and the Act, the Energy Act, and among others. So we go and check whether they are doing as per the requirement of law as well as the license conditions. So when we are doing that, we need experts to carry out that. When we go, for example, to KenGen, they have thermal plants, they have hydro plants, they have solar plants, and many others. So as a person who is going to do an audit or inspection, you need to be knowledgeable in that field. You need to understand how generation is done using hydro. How generation is done using solar. So in EPRA, we have engineers, electrical engineers. We have civil engineers. I looked at this structure, this model of transmission line. The foundation is civil engineering. When you look at the metallic structures, that is structural engineering as well as civil. Conductors, we have mechanical engineers. And then now the real electricity, we have electrical engineers. Insulation, the separation distances between conductors, that is electrical engineering. And then Dr. Kiplaga talked of telecommunication issue, OPGW, fiber on transmission lines. So we have all those, that is STEM. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Also, when we are looking at tariffs, there's the aspect of maths. Maths is there. Economics, I know economics is a science, I believe. Yeah, so it's also applied. That is EPRA. The other one is aspect of accidents. We do investigate accidents and come up with recommendation to ensure that we avoid accidents. Incidents are like, for example, fire, blackouts, accidents are electrocutions, and many others. So as per the license conditions, licensees are obligated to report any incident or accidents to us. So once we receive those reports, we normally go down there where the scene of accident, for example, we do investigation and come up with reports, with recommendations. For example, to avoid recurrence or to compensate the victims if it was the fault of the person who owned the infrastructure, all those. So that is what we do. And we require people with STEM competencies. For you to investigate and the academia to bring in the aspect of ICT when we are training engineers and our scientists. So that now when someone come out of college or a university is able to do the mainstream engineering as well as the aspect of ICT. Number two is emerging technologies, changing technology, like e-mobility. I've seen an electric car the other side. In the year 2023, certain firms, companies who had set up EV charging facilities came to us to ask for a tariff, a special tariff for EVs, as well as standards that should be followed when setting up EV infrastructure. By then, EPRA, we were lagging behind. We didn't have any regulation or guidelines to guide that industry. And we had to go very fast and come up with regulation guidelines. Actually, they are not regulation. At the moment, we are working on regulations so that now we can regulate that particular industry. So you see, the technology is very dynamic. E-mobility is here. The regulator is not ready. And the players in the sector. The aspect of renewable energies, which are variable as in they're intermittent. For example, solar. When the cloud passes up there, you find the solar plants, the output goes down. And when they're integrated in the grid, the national grid, for example, there is an impact on the stability of the grid because it is not reliable. So there are ongoing studies, which of course we normally receive others from the academia, students doing research on the aspect of what is the optimal penetration of variable renewable energies. So we've been working together. It's a challenge affecting the system operator, Kenya Power, and ourselves, ensuring that the grid is stable and we are able to supply reliable electricity. I think those are the main challenges. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's thank Engineer Rono. Next is Dr. Gitonga. Rerek.
Thank you very much. Chair, I think when you are almost the last person to speak, you're almost about to say that they have spoken what we wanted to say. But I'm not going to say that. Foremost, I think let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. David Gitonga, serving as the General Manager in Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation. I think before I talk about our mandate, it is very important to set the context of what we are discussing today, that the issue of STEM and digitalization. Let me state from the onset that this theme is very timely. It is timely in the sense that at the moment, we are sitting at the global energy transition, where we are transiting from use of that of fossil fuel to a more affordable and clean energy. And at the same time, also, we're in the digital transformation. This is underpinned or also operating within the background of climate change, serious global commitments, and of course, national goals. If you look at the global commitment, particularly the Paris Agreement, we are talking about issues about reduction in terms of carbon footprint in the country. When we talk about the SDGs, particularly the SDG number 4 on quality education, STEM comes in hard. You look about SDG number 7, the issues about affordable and clean energy. SDG number 9 on the III, industry innovation. And then, of course, the SDG number 13, which is on climate action. Within this mix, and to be able to move forward and drive, then two key ones are important. We need to adopt those through climate resilient systems. To do all this, STEM becomes a panacea. Then the question rises, what is STEM? Are these subjects? Is STEM the basics? From where we sit, as REREC, we view STEM as a chain of innovation from science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. To say it's a chain, what exactly do we mean? We say it's a science that discovers. That's the fundamental role of science in this case. Then, technology, you develop. Then, the issues about engineering is now you combine the two. That is the science, technology, to design, build, and operate systems. Of course, mathematics, it is just the language that we use in the three. That is in the science, technology, and engineering. Why do I say it's the language? For instance, the language is about kilowatts. If, for instance, we're in agriculture, the language would be about the yield. If, for instance, we're in the housing, the language would be about maybe cost. We look at ourselves as standing on a single pedestal of STEM. Everything that we do is about STEM. And then, let me just try and be memorable. The mandate stems from the sun, where we have a solar. We just come in the atmosphere, we have the wind. We just come on the ground. Us, in terms of renewable energy. Of course, if you have to go further down, you get into the realm of geothermal, and of course, that one has already been discussed. So I just want to discuss from perspective and using now STEM as a pillar. So having now the basis of now solar, what role does science play? Most of explore. When you come to the next, that is wind, what is the science doing? The science, of course, all we are doing is to understand, to have a foundational understanding of the forces and how they can be converted into energy. And for instance, in terms of wind, we need to know about the issues about wind speed. And the technologies that we have, the issues now like wind turbines, to convert that wind energy using aerodynamics into some energy. So that's another area we look at those tools for that. Then when we come to issues now relating to biomass, relating now to tidal, all these kind of things, we have tools like barrages that can be used to convert the tidal energy, tides into tidal energy. When we come to the engineering perspective, for us, what we look at is the designing and building small mini-grids. The mini-grid could be built out of tides, tidal energy could be built out of small hydros, could be built out of solar, or could be even an hybrid. So that's exactly where the engineering comes in. But now, where is the digitalization in the engineering aspect? What we have done in terms of our operation, we have digitalized most of our projects. For instance, we have created digital platforms in terms of SAP, whereby the project is managed. We have also onboarded currently the EGP, and of course also we have other systems, the quality, all of them, they are running on, they are all digitalized, because the whole concepts of digital superhighway is when we have digital superhighway, we should be able to
I'm a pipeline engineer for the last 28 years.
Okay.
Kenya Pipeline Company is responsible for receiving, transporting, storage, and distribution of petroleum products in the Republic of Kenya to Nairobi, to Kisumu, and to Eldoret. Our pumping capacity is 1.2 million liters per hour. And we have storage facilities in this station that petroleum product is available for the entire nation. And so in this space, we have corrosion control engineers. Is an area that we would like to showcase here. They are responsible for ensuring that the corrosion levels of the pipeline that is underground is okay. We have operation engineers in this space. We have mechanical engineers in this space. We have mechatronic engineers in this space. We have civil engineers in this space whose responsibilities to ensure that the pipe is adequately supported, the tank foundations are okay. And we have mechanical engineers also who maintain and work on this equipment to ensure that they continue to do what they were designed and intended to do. In addition to this, we have electrical engineers, we have instrumentation and control engineers. We also have computer science engineers who are basically coming up with with solutions for the needs that are coming on board. And we have been able to avail and maintain that system ever since it came in place in the year 1978 up to today. Currently, we are thinking about extending the same pipeline to Uganda. I think plans are in phase, and all the way to Democratic Republic of, no, not Democratic, in Rwanda. We are actually extending the thought for DRC is still at inception stages. So what would I like to say? I would like actually to link that we have specific environment areas that we focus on. One is pollution control. So a course or activate course in environmental management is very key for oil and gas. I would also like to bring on board that chemistry is also very important, because we transport all these products in one pipeline, and we are able to separate at the point of reception. We are able to tell you this is diesel, this is kerosene, and this is petrol. So there's a science involved there for distillation, and we actually grow careers in this area. We also have a lot of Internet of Things. We have deployed a pipeline leak detection system where we have put sensors on the entire infrastructure. And all this information is actually brought to a central server, and that data is analyzed through mathematical modeling, and you are able to check that there is a leak on this pipeline here. This could actually be interference. We are also bringing on board something called an intrusion system, where we'll be able to know that this is a human being crossing the pipeline, these are cows, and these are real intrusion. We also have a fiber optic network along the entire pipeline infrastructure, and we are actually selling black fiber. So in Kenya Pipeline also, the field of computer science and all the related is actually an area to focus on. We are actually moving into new areas in the year 2030 with the advent of AI. We will actually have predictive maintenance. Of course, we have started looking for these technologies for predictive maintenance. The careers are actually going to change. We will have reliability engineers now, as opposed to the ordinary engineers. We will have guys who will be doing modeling and be able to predict the condition of the equipment, the condition of the asset, and this kind of thing. One of the biggest challenges, I think, for Kenya Pipeline has been the cost of power to push this product from Mombasa to the destination. And for this, we have also deployed systems to just energy management systems. Variable frequency drives actually is a big talk in the system. And this is actually electrical and instrumentation, where we are able to know whether we are pumping into within the efficient region, or whether we are spending more power to just pump into products. So this is actually some of the areas we would like to propose and sell out as for TVET AI in petroleum engineering. That's an area which we are delving into. Okay, thank you. I don't know whether I've spoken everything.
Yeah, any challenges?
The challenges I raised, which is actually key for us, is power.
Power.
The cost of power.
Very good, they are around, so hopefully they will respond. Now, let's thank the engineer first. Now, quick fire. Within 2 minutes, you highlight the initiatives of your organization, and the last word as regards STEM for the energy sector. Starting with yourself.
I don't want to be I want to be the last one, so that you allow her to display the causes for the energy sector.
Okay, you can just display, I don't know who will do that, then he'll be the last one. So within 2 minutes, you just tell us the initiatives and your own thoughts on STEM for energy sector. Dr.
Thank you very much, Chair.
So I will.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Chair. In terms of initiative that we have at REDEC, I'll just talk about two. One is key. We have energy centers. Energy centers are areas where we are training artisans in renewable energy space to facilitate them to go and now start their own businesses. So we are just giving that knowledge from those energy centers. Not only are we doing that, also we are using the energy centers for outreach in terms of now the STEM discoveries that's come out in terms of meeting the communities to sensitize them on the adoption of things like e-cooking and, of course, clean cooking technologies. The other issue, of course, is about the monitoring and reporting in terms of the interns that we engage. We keep on monitoring them, that the knowledge that they get is very useful. And I want to report in this forum that at least we have even one of our managers who has risen from being an intern to a manager in the organization. And I think that's a good plus for the organization.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Thank you very much. On the initiatives being undertaken by EPRA, one is formulating regulations which are enabling the adoption of new technologies, for example, e-mobility. There is e-cooking, energy efficiency, We have the aspect of green hydrogen, among others. So as a regulator, we do come up with regulation that will enable the growth of STEM-related technologies. Then number two, we do offer internship and attachment to our students who are doing, studying STEM courses as well as other courses. So we promote and we train them because we do a lot of research. We also have a research department that normally carry out research in the sector and disseminate information every 6 months, so that now we are able to have the information around.
Thank you, Engineer.
So parting shot for our students and those who are aspiring to join the STEM-related industries, we are much welcome. It is, the opportunity is there, and venture in there. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Engineer Karani.
So for KenGen, we believe that the future of energy depends on how well we nurture today's talent skill. So we have established structured internship and attachment programs in KenGen. We expose students to the drilling rigs, to the power plant, to energy projects. And we've gone a step further to partner with learning institutions, that is DECUT, that is University of Nairobi, and JKUAT. That way we are able to link now the industry needs with what is happening in the universities, and it has been very productive. We've given them insights, and also it's a platform for research, giving the priority needs in the sector. And also the other initiative, as the PS Energy said this morning, is the Geothermal Training Center in Olkaria, where we are training students from all over Africa, and they are gaining worldwide expertise in the areas of drilling, geosciences, renewable energies, and they are able to serve everywhere, locally and in the region. And we are able to contribute to the skills of tomorrow in the energy sector. Then also there is what I mentioned, the Pink Energy Forum in KenGen, which is for empowering women. We mentor them, we train, we pair them with KenGen mentors and people, professionals, and it's also helping women to come up, to empower them and to network. So my parting shot, what I would say is that STEM is the driver for innovation, and artificial intelligence now is a transformative tool. These two combined will help our society to achieve sustainable energy security.
Thank you, Engineer Koech.
Thank you. I think for KETRACO, I'll just focus on two of the initiatives that we've undertaken. One of them being our graduate trainee program, where we onboard graduate engineers from STEM, from engineering courses, and have them go through a structured on-the-job training in different aspects of the mandate of the company. This is in planning, whether it's in design, construction, and operations as well, so that they can have a different feel, know their strengths, they can be able to apply them accordingly. The other second initiative that we've undertaken is KETRACO offers scholarships for disadvantaged and orphans students. And just recently, two girls graduated from Kenyatta University with a bachelor's in engineering. So for the young people out there, if this is something that you feel you might be able to qualify, this is an opportunity for you. My parting shot would be STEM, as all the other panelists have said, is a very wide area. As you can see, the applications are quite wide, so there's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of area for growth. And my plight also would be to women, because I'm a woman. STEM is not only for men. Please, I hope we've dispelled that by the number of women that are sitting on this panel. So to all the young ladies, and just take up STEM, and the future is bright for you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's 50-50. Dr. Kiplagat.
Thank you very much. Perhaps what I would just comment is, I think this panel, I have had some terminologies. One which is everybody mentioning now is AI. The other one is, I think someone mentioned digital superhighway. Allow me to mention something about this. You know, the things are changing in the world, and it's changing so fast. traditional competitiveness, if you look at the old times when we were young, competitiveness of companies would rely on protectionism, what we call trade secrets, and but this is shifting very fast in this era as we move to AI and what we call knowledge economy. We must change that, and those who now will survive depend on how you learn first, innovate, and collaborate. And so, based on that, how to get that knowledge very fast, and then innovate quickly and move on. So what we are doing in KPLC is now we are trying to embed innovation as a culture, and we have set up a framework for innovation. We are young people. But it is you need to embrace these science principles and understand them, learn fast, and get to innovate. And I think as a country, we need to have support frameworks for innovation so that we can churn innovation, and this is how we can play a big role in this knowledge economy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Next.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll talk about 3 initiatives that we have in GDC. One of them is we do linkages between the industry and the academia. And one of the key one is where we co-supervise students when they are doing maybe their final year research. And the reason why we do that is that we believe that there is a lot from the industry that we can help these students undertake a project that is applicable to the industry. And anyone who does a very good project is a candidate for employment. So that is one of them. The other one is where we assist the universities in coming up with curriculum that are very useful. Like, for example, I sit in the JKUAT board of the industry, and here we try to look at the curriculum and see whether it is applicable to today's world, because we do not want to produce students who are not ready for the market. So we ensure that the curriculum is fit. We ensure that it is tailor-made towards what is happening in the industry. The other one is in the areas of where we operate. For example, in our areas of Operation Menengai and maybe in Baringo and now in Kajiado and Narok, we ensure that all the students, most of the students, we always get a student who is in STEM to join our operation so that we can also be able to assist the local community. We also undertake joint research and collaboration and partnership with the universities, and the key one is where we do biannual mentorship of students. And my parting shot is, if you had this panel in the 1990s, it would have been very difficult to get women in the engineering. I know what I'm talking about, especially in the energy sector. I think we were only 2, and we used to alternate, but this really exists to mentor. When I see maybe a third of the class are women, I feel like it is now my time to retire and take care of the next generation. It's very, very encouraging. I'm very happy. And everyone who is undertaking a STEM course, please do not look at how you can be able to use your skills to change the world, because science changes things. In everything that you do, it is science, from mathematics, engineering, whether you are in TVET, please know that you are required and you are very, very useful. So, and you have what it takes. The young people are very, very versatile, and I'm a mother of Gen Zs. So I see the problem that I can solve within a day, they can solve it within a very short time. So please use what you have at the moment and what is coming so that we can impact our generation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Nupea?
Okay. Thank you, Chair. For the operations of a nuclear power plant, safety is the overriding principles, and these nuclear power plants, when they come, will be operated by Kenyans. So in our initiatives has been to build human resource capacity in Kenya, including assisting universities to develop careers, sponsoring students, that is a must at master's level at the University of Nairobi, and then sponsoring students, not students but staff within the energy sector. If you go to Ketraco, EPRA, you go to KREREC, you will find someone who has studied nuclear power plant engineering, and I am a beneficiary. Having studied chemistry at the University of Nairobi, I went on to South Korea to study nuclear power plant engineering. Another thing is offering internship and attachment to our students. We also we partner with professional bodies and other entities to offer STEM outreach programs and even empower young people through the essay competitions and offer bursaries to those who are who win the competitions. And a major facility, nuclear power plant will be operated. But in case of anything, you need to do research. Where will you go? Currently, we have very limited, inadequate facilities. And we have this big project that we are implementing to be commissioned in Konsa in 2030. It's called Research Reactor Project. It's called Kenya Nuclear Research Reactor Project. This is a facility that will give us a hands-on experience in operating a plant, even for a regulator to know how to do these regulations and check on the inspection. And further to that, this is a facility that brings all the nuclear applications together because it produces medical isotopes for diagnostics and treatment. It produces silicon-doped ingots for semiconductor industries, and it has wide range, bringing on the academia for practical and material testing, including getting to know how this material will behave after 60 years because the neutron concentration in that reactor facility is too huge and too big to facilitate research. So this is a big project that we have as a country that will enhance us as a country to move ahead. Research has to be enhanced and to be embraced in all for successful nuclear power program in the country. So my parting shot is nuclear is safe. Nuclear provides a baseload. Nuclear is not competing with any other energy technology. Nuclear is coming in to complement what we currently have. And when we are talking about development, just check about the installed capacity and you will know what number that country is. So young people, nuclear has careers in all fields of you are studying economy, chemistry, physics, and everything. Let's embrace nuclear for our country's prosperity. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Engineer Gilbert, you can say, because the courses may be displayed at the end of the session, because after yourself, we shall go back to the audience.
What I want to encourage us is not to fear STEM, but what I want to encourage us is let us be interested in the emerging technologies, emerging courses, and emerging opportunities that are coming around us, it has been said. When I left the university, I never knew that we needed that we can have a corrosion engineer, but I've realized this is a very key area, especially for structures. And what I want to say in this sitting, even as my parting shot, is that every challenge and every opportunity, every challenge is an opportunity for you to open up and get into a new space of knowledge. So as we engage as energy, and as we come to this sitting of transforming lives, let us actually open our minds to understanding and to the opportunities that are available here, even through the booths, as you interact with the officers who are on the other side. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Let's thank the panelists for the quick fire. Now, back to the audience. Any question from the first column? If you have a question for any of the panelists, your hand up. None. Second. Third. Now, either it was very clear. Second, there was a hand behind there.
Where's the hand?
There was a hand behind there, or it's not there. or somebody was waking up. Okay, third, either it was very clear or everybody went to the dreamland. Any question to the panelists? This is interesting, right? Maybe we need another class on science communication. Were the panelists very technical? Maybe you ask your neighbor whether they were very technical in their presentation. Now, let me end with a story. In the year 1998-99, there was a national task force on the Millennium Bug. And the story was when it reaches 1st of January, the year 2000, all the computers will get confused and they'll go back to zero. I think those who are there would remember that. So the national government, the government established a task force to see on how to handle that dilemma, that on January 1st, the year 2000, everything goes back to zero. And some machines were not going to function. Of course, it never happened. Tafakari hayo. So, unless if you have direction.
No, right. We want to go to the next photo section, where we need to have some photos of the panels with the moderator.
Yeah.
Then from there we're gonna go to the next section. So I don't know whether there is anybody who got have any commentation about what you have learned. We haven't seen anybody with any question. So tunaweza kuwa na mmoja wawili ambao wanaweza waka appreciate ama comment anything about what we have had today.
Allow me to welcome my friend Francis to come and give a vote of thanks.
To comment something about
yes.
what the panelists have said. Eh?
Yes, yeah.
Right. Welcome, Francis.
Thank you so much. Let's all put our hands together. I'm double sure the moderator brought in the environmental clap, right? But we're going to do it STEM way. How many are they? There are 8. 8 factorial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To 1. Can we go? Ready? Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. We are honored. I believe what the moderator is asking is what the science teachers always ask. Is it clear? And we say silence means wait for the exam for you to get the answer. That's what happens. Now, without further ado, Engineer Duguyu said something, and I would wish we give engineer one moment to just present to us what DJ, whoever is running the screen, is doing. And I hope we have just a few slides to see it for yourself. So, okay. So come over. So let's have one good photo with all the
so
panelists.
The panels kindly, let's just step forward so that we can have a photo section. Eh?
you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to give a very brief presentation, as my colleague, Engineer Nduguyu, has said. My name is Engineer Yolanda Muyonga, and I work for Kenya Pipeline Company. I think I've been told to, is it moving? Yeah. So, yeah, my name is Engineer Yolanda Muyonga, and I work for Kenya Pipeline Company. I'm the Chief Engineer in charge of research and innovation, and I'm a consulting engineer and a fellow, and I have 15 years of practice in public sector, and quite a number in the energy field. So I will just take you through the STEM courses that are offered at Morendat. That is Morendat Institute of Oil and Gas. And I'll be focusing on how these programs are raising ideas, innovations, and nurturing the next generation of engineers and technologists. So my slides are very few, and I will go through them very quickly. So MIOG is an international center of excellence for energy, oil, and skill development. And in MIOG, Morendat Institute of Oil and Gas, we have the Training and Linkages Department, which focuses on technical and applied learning for industry-relevant skills. And the aim is to equip professionals with competencies that enhance safety, environmental stewardship, and operational excellence. I don't know if it will move, okay. So our training philosophy at MIOG is that it is competency-based. Basically, you do practical work, and you align with industry standards. It's hands-on, and we have a practical approach to building real-world skills. And we have continuous improvement through feedback and collaboration with industry partners. I think I'll move to the next. Thank you. So the courses that are offered are short courses. We have the health, safety, and environment training, the international welder training, pipeline operations, instrumental and control programs, and corporate courses. The next slide, please. We also offer diploma courses. That is oil and gas economics, fire and safety, analytical chemistry, welding, mechanical technology production. And we have the certificate courses, which are firefighting and emergency response, welding, and fabrication. And some of the people that we partner with, we just highlighted this, the Center for Rights, Education, and Awareness. This is an organization that empowers young women who are survivors of gender-based violence. And Morendat and Kenya Pipeline Company Foundation departments have an MOU with CREW to empower the young women and survivors of gender-based violence. So I'm welcoming you all to kindly visit our stand for KPC during this week and just learn more on the courses that Morendat offers. Thank you.
Ya agulicho DJ nitafutie ngoma hapo ya Alex Katombi inasema ninye Simba. Ninye Simba tukingoja akaweze kuondoka. Engineer, you have done a good job. DJ Alex Katombi hapo ninye Simba. Tuwatumbuize hawa wanaija ambao tumeweza kusikilizana hapa hadi ya masaa. DJ kwa attachment ama ameingia wapi DJ usiniangushe DJ. I can see you DJ is trying to check on that song
Thank you so much. Let's give engineer another round of applause. This makes it for today. I believe we are all now knowledgeable. And I'll tell you what she just presented a few years ago, us who are in the State Department for Petroleum, some of those things looked like a dream. At the onset of the oil discovery in Kenya, we started thinking about how do we evacuate this product from Lokichar to Lamu. And there was the inception of LL Corp, Lamu Lokichar Crude Oil Pipeline Project. And it is at that time that the debate started within the work environment. and the Talo and the other players were like, we have expertise coming from overseas to help us in the infrastructure maintenance and so forth. And one critical one is something that I really wanted to learn and understand. How do you weld a pipeline with product along it, evacuating product, and you're welding and maintaining it with that? I mean, that sounds crazy. All of you know that maybe the jet fuel, petrol is highly flammable. Ask them, how do you do it? Health and safety and all those. So we have what it takes to blend the TVETs, the higher education, and anybody who is interested in hands-on. That's where we are headed. Otherwise, what they used to call white-collar jobs are diminishing. What we are looking for is somebody who has an extra skill to make you relevant in the current industry. Tuko pamoja pale? So from here now, moving onwards, we from STEM, we had a committee in the thematic team. Are they around? Are they with me? Anybody who was in the STEM committee? We prepared something for you at the booths. She's talked of industrial linkages, as we want to give you the raw thing. We want you to walk straight into all the booths where we are having all the players, the sagas, the two test departments, and interact with the, with the officers who are there. We are having what we are calling mentorship programs running throughout this week. If you've ever asked yourself, who is a geologist, who's a geophysicist, who's an electrical engineer, they are here with us. I mean, I was counting and accumulating those years of experience. How many were they? They're like 100 years of experience. Ijandi and Nduguyo there is with 25. I mean, I would accumulate. What wealth of knowledge. Don't walk away without having engaged with them. That is the best gift you'll ever give to yourself. Free of charge. No tuition. So we are done for today, but let's be here tomorrow, very early in the morning. Tomorrow we have 4 panels running, and we'll want to stick to time. I want to appreciate all of you. It's not a waste of time. Time will tell. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you. Let's appreciate Bwana Francis for the good job that he has done. I want to welcome Nicholas Musioka. I've been told that is the chairperson, the Students' Council, Kitui Teachers Training College. If he is within the house, you can come forward. Nicholas Musioka into one. I can see him. I can see him is there coming. DJ nipewa kwa Mahales Katombi akikuja ndo tukaweze kumkaribisha. I can
Thank you very much, Bwana MC. Our chief guests in absentia, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I would like to take this moment to welcome you all for the Energy Week, which we have been preparing for. It started yesterday. It's still ongoing, and we hope to receive as many visitors as we can for the time that we are going to have the session with us. Every time we receive visitors, we expect some goodies to come with them. So as we are hosting Energy Week, we expect that by the end of the session, we will have earned some goodies from our visitors. And that's our pleasure as Kitui Teachers Training College. We are glad and we are pleased to host Energy Week, which kicked off yesterday, and it will come to the climax with the presence of His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, for the commissioning of some projects around and we are glad to have you. I only add to welcome you and notify you that as the Kitui Teachers Fraternity, the students' body, we have always been hospitable, and we will continue to show the same hospitality we have been showing all through, and we hope you will enjoy the hospitality we are offering. Thank you, and have a blessed evening, and enjoy the week. God bless you all.
Thank you, Bwana Chaperson. Simama hapo. Nimekutana na one of your students akaniambia anaitwa ZD Chairman, DJ Chairman. Anaweza kuja kusindikize kudance kangoma kamoja hapa. ZD Chairman, I can see you there. So you can come and help your president and your chairperson to go and sit down. DJ nitafutie kamoja hapo, sijui watadazi ipo. Ameniambia ni mwanafunzi. DJ, okay, on behalf of my boss, MC ama ule mwingine ambao mlikuwa mnamjua kama ule announcer ambao tumekuwa naye tangu pale asubuhi hadi sasa hivi milango ya kukamilisha hapa. Nataka nichukue fursa ni kuwashukuru nyinyi wote ambao tumeweza kuandamana pamoja tangu pale mwendo wa saa 3 hadi sasa hivi tunakamilisha shughuli ya leo. Nimekuwa wenu MC Space ambao tutakuwa tunamilikiana na apela na kushikiliana tena pale siku ya kesho tukaweze kuendelea na kujuzana mengi hadi pale tutakuwa tunakamilisha week energy. Kwa hivyo mmekuwa wavumilivu wakati niliweza kuita pale for the afternoon section, you really showed up. The students from Kitui Teachers Training College feel more appreciated for the good job that you have done and for stability that you have gave our directors and the panelists that tumekuwa nao for the afternoon section. So for today, I want to appreciate all of you who have been together. Nimeona lecturer Masisi kutoka Southeastern African University, from Kwavonza Hamo Kipenda, another campus yenye kwa hapa pia Kitui. Ma DJ na wote ambao tumeweza kushirikiana, mafundi wa mitambo, the technical team, feel more appreciate the good job they've done. Otherwise, I want to wish you a blessed evening. Let's meet tomorrow. DJ, watafutie moja wakiondoka.